Okay, Daniel?
Hello, my name's Daniel.wmv, and the idea I'm presenting is basically a rugby summer camp for underprivileged youths, mainly aimed 11 to 16 children that are basically stuck in their summer with nothing to do and end up just being on the street all day and all night with nothing better to do, and vandalism, crime, etc., things like that. So basically at current there are no subsidised camps for children or free camps for children to go to where they can just go and spend the day, maybe get a bit of lunch and then also enjoy playing rugby. I mean, I didn't personally find it anything for any sports, but I think that rugby in particular teaches children the life lessons that they really do need to learn. Basically, I think footballers are terrible role models. I hate the fact that they're allowed to argue with referees. I hate the fact that they, I know there's cases in rugby as well, but seem to be a lot more, they're putting the papers too much where children can see them, where they, they're getting into fights, etc. and things like that. I just think they're bad role models. So I think rugby is known as a gentleman's sport, so basically we teach them life lessons. There was a programme on Sky One called The School for Hard Knocks. Basically it was aimed at over 16-year-olds who committed crimes. Basically it was run by two ex-England rugby coaches, and it was in the Greater London area, and they brought them up and they just taught them, and I think there was 30, 16 to 25-year-olds, and they basically just taught them, I think it was for 3 months, and at the end of it they all played a game. I think only 6 of the youths dropped out of the programme, and they just all come together. It was really a great programme, good experience for them all. Basically the funding from this summer camp, it would just be like a 10 to 4, 10 to 6 summer camp. There's already ones that you can pay for in operation. One's called O2 Rugby Class, and basically this would be a free summer camp, or very cheap, just asking for a couple of pounds, and basically the rest of the funding would be coming from fundraisers and things like that, or going to rugby clubs. But the best part about it would be that rugby clubs would provide all you've got the location there for it, you've got the clubhouse where you can cook some lunches, and then also very little equipment is needed. You need balls and cones and coaches. Now, but I sat down and tried to work it out as best as I could, and basically for a group of around 30 children in any area, you'd need at least 3 coaches, because I think it's by law you need 10 coaches one coach per 10 children, and that plus insurance, and then the small cost of a small lunch, you're probably looking at about £1,000 per week for 30 children. And I mean, it would make such a change, and I think £1,000 a week from a community could be raised very easily, or even from the government, hopefully. I mean, it's something that you could look into. And it's definitely something that could work all over the country. There'd be children everywhere, I think, that would definitely want to do something. I know the majority of the population involved in football and things like that, but there are football camps that you can go to, all that are quite costly. I know I've personally been on O2 Rugby Class, which is a summer camp, and it's nearly £300 a week just for 6 hours a day coaching. So it's quite a lot of money, but a lot of children out there are not going to be able to afford to. It will get them out of crime and things like that. I mean, it's just a great idea, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. What will you get out of this if you were to go forward? What would you learn from this?
Again, management skills would be great. I mean, I could personally, I'd volunteer myself. I mean, that's another thing. You can get young volunteers like me. Basically, a lot of people at my stand of rugby and my friends, we've all got level 1 coaching. You got the opportunity to go and do that for free. So a lot of people my age have done it, and they can coach children. So I can happily coach children.
Just to clarify, you're talking about university's network of rugby clubs, or
just rugby in general? I mean, you're looking at county rugby, you're looking at club rugby. It's such a social network. That
why don't they do this already? Why do
I really haven't got a clue. Like I said, the only camps running at the moment, certain rugby clubs do run camps. Like my one runs a camp, but again, you've got to pay for it. It's not a free camp for underprivileged children, trying to get them off the street. It's not free, so.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you very much.